you don't make the investment, if you don't have the modern aircraft, if you don't have the modern ships, if you don't have young people trained to do things, if you don't have an educated workforce, you can't play. And we are at a turning point in our history where we're either going to force fundamental change in our system, or our grandchildren are going to live in a country which is not the wealthiest, most successful, and safest country in the world. And we will be the first generation in 400 years of American history to turn over to our children a weaker, poorer country. But it's going to take real change. I'll give you an example in regulation. We fought World War II from December 7th, 1941 to August 1945. Built a two-ocean navy, liberated North Africa, Sicily, Italy, France, Belgium, Luxembourg, Holland, Norway, conquered Germany, swept across the Pacific, built the B-29, built the atomic bomb. Less than 4 years. It recently took 22 years to add a runway to the Atlanta airport. Now, that country is not going to compete. And we are faced with a serious challenge.
Aero TV is brought to you by Cirrus aircraft have always been easy to fly. Now they're easier than ever to buy. A complete line of ownership programs gives you everything you need to purchase, trade, finance, lease, insure, and warranty your Cirrus. There's even an ownership program for non-pilots. The Cirrus Access Pilot can teach you how to fly or fly the plane for you. Find out more at www.cirrusdesign.com. Cirrus, for the love of flying. Now, back to Aero TV.
I'll give you one other example of how serious this is. How many of you have ever gone to a computer and tracked a package at either UPS or FedEx? Just raise your hand. So, almost all of you. So this is not a theory. And I say that because sometimes you'll read in the news media, well, Gingrich has interesting ideas, but after all, we have to be practical. It's a practical fact. I describe it in a book called Real Change, which is subtitled From the World That Fails to the World That Works. And you can also see this in a 3.5-minute clip at YouTube called FedEx versus Federal Bureaucracy. It's very straightforward. Over here is a market-oriented entrepreneurial system that invests in information technology, that rewards achievement, punishes failure. It understands the work of Drucker, Deming, Juran, Womack, Toyota Production System, Lean Manufacturing, Six Sigma. It's the world that works. It tracks 23 million packages a day while they are moving. 15 million at UPS, 8 million at FedEx. UPS is very proud of their capital investment. They like to say that a UPS truck has more computing power than the Apollo 13 lunar lander. And that when a UPS delivery person walks in a doctor's office, they double the amount of computing power by what they're carrying on their belt. That's the world that works. Now over here is the world that fails. Take, for example, the federal government's Department of Homeland Security, which today cannot find between 10 and 20 million people who are here illegally, even if they're sitting still. So over here, track 23 million packages a day while it moves. Over here, you can't find 10 to 20 million people while they're sitting still.
Aero TV is brought to you by...
Today, there is an affordable, high-performance, easy-to-own and easy-to-operate very light jet designed with you in mind. Far less expensive than any other twin-engine jet to buy, it is also the least expensive to own and operate. It is the Eclipse 500, the jet that's easy to buy, easy to fly, and fun to own. The jet for you.
Now, back to Aero TV.
I've had a very simple policy proposal. You can call your member of Congress. I think we should appropriate $200 million, send a package to every person who's here illegally, When it's delivered, we pull it up in the computer. We know where they are. It's done. Now, let me give you, and by the way, tell all of your friends, if they're sitting in an airport waiting for a commercial airliner and they have been delayed by the air traffic system, not by weather, which is legitimate, but they've been delayed by the air traffic system, they should spend the time that they're delayed calling their 2 senators and their congressmen and asking them why 14,000 union members are allowed to blackmail 100 million American travelers and force them to be in an inefficient system. It's exactly the same principle. If we had a space-based system, we'd have 40% more air traffic capability than we have today, and it would be less expensive. And the union opposes it because it only takes 7,000 controllers. That's just wrong. I mean, it's worth our while to buy out the other 7,000. Give all of them, a condo in Maui. Say, here's your choice. Stick with the union or be in Hawaii the rest of your life. But we got to find some way to break through these log jams where these stunningly inefficient bureaucracies protect themselves at the expense of the whole rest of the country. Thank you all very, very much.